Alright, g'day guys and welcome back today to another Obsidian video. Today we're going to be having another look at how to create flowcharts within Obsidian. And anyone who's watched my previous videos would know that there is another way to do this. There is Mermaid.js embedded into the tool, and we've had a video on that previously. But it's a very technical solution that requires a fair bit of scripting and code to make work. And personally, I've found it to be more hard work than is beneficial for my workflow. So it's not something that I've been using. But coming from Realmworks, I do obviously miss the ability to quickly throw in some flowcharts. It's really good for sort of like mind mapping, and I really enjoy the ability to track the flow of my campaigns and where the players are going. But one thing that's very important to me is the ability to link the nodes through to my notes, because ideally you want to be able to look at a workflow and then click the nodes and load the note so that you can read it straight away. And having a bit of a poke around, I've stumbled across Excalidraw, and it certainly looks like it will support everything that we need to do plus more. So without further ado, let's jump over into Obsidian.md and have a look at Excalidraw. Alright, so in front of me you can see that I've got my Vault open, and you can see that I've got an Excalidraw already created here. So already you get a pretty quick understanding of the sort of things that this sort of thing can do. But let's pretend that it's not installed yet. Come down here to Settings, and we're going to go into Community Plugins. We're going to go Browse, and we're going to go, just type in Draw. You can type in Excalidraw if you want, but if you just type in Draw, you can see it comes up with the options. Now you'll have a button here to install, so click that. And once it's installed, you'll have an option to enable it, so click that. And then basically what you can do is you can come down here and have a look at the README file so you can get a better understanding of what it is that this thing does. Just got out of it, so we'll just come back in. Now the benefit of this is quite an advanced plugin, and as you can see it's supported already by a large number of training videos on how you can sort of use the tool. So I do recommend you jump in here and have a look, because there's certainly things in here that are going to be useful for us. And the last time I explored this, it didn't have all of the support that I was looking for. So you didn't have the ability to link to notes and stuff, but that's all here now. So this has just become one of my favorite plugins almost instantly. Alright, so once it's installed, once it's there, how do we go about creating a new thing? So what I've done is I've just created a new note. Alright, but you can do this from any note. What you'll need to understand is that the option to create a new Excalidraw file, alright, exists within the More Options button of some of the other options. Alright, so some of the other pages or notes. So if you just click in here and you go New Excalidraw Drawing, sorry, that creates a blank canvas. Up here it gives us a the title for the note, so we can say Party Journey, for example. Alright, and this becomes our Excalidraw sort of thing. Let's just run over the basic options. So up here on the top left we've got the ability to change what it looks like, so we've got light and dark mode. We've also got the ability to set a canvas color, so I'm going to come in here and change that to orange. As you can see, lots of different options, but I'm going to use orange because it sort of matches my my theme that I have going on. Alright, what else have we got down here? We've got zoom levels, undo, redo, and eraser, so helpful. We've got a help file here. Alright, so that's quite useful already. And then up here we've got a command bar with all sorts of different options. So at a basic level, we want to create us a workflow. How would we do it? We just click here, we go, alright, we're going to create a box. I double click in the box, say this is where the party started. Oh, and look what I've done there is I've actually, see how it didn't wrap? I've actually created a text, and you can double click anywhere and say this is my text. Alright, which is useful because you can put that text anywhere. But what I wanted to do was actually draw inside the box. So by double clicking on the edge of the box, this is where the party started. Alright, you can see that it's now wrapping around that box, so it's now working. Just pressing delete when I've got things selected to get rid of them. I'm going to justify this and I'm going to center it just so it stands out a bit better. Alright, let's click the box and have a look at a couple of the options. So we've got the ability to change the border background. You know, that's a thing. It also changes the text, and we can change the actual color of the background as well. So we can get some color in here pretty quickly. Some different fill options. Alright, quite like that actually. The width of the stroke style, so we can do the dots. I'll go back to this. The sloppiness. I really like this. Now, coming from being a dungeon master, I'm sure at some point you've all picked up pen and paper and you've drawn your options down on there and you've scribbled away and you've done your prepping in that way. So I like that this kind of replicates that. It allows me to sort of make a messy look, and I quite like that. Alright, we've got sizes. Pretty basic. I'll just go with this for the video. There's font family here, so you can change things. Alright. And then we've got the ability to do our alignment. Now there's also opacity here, so we can make the background a little bit more opaque. And then there's the ability to just send in front, bring in front, all that sort of stuff. So out of the box, that's pretty simple. Now if we wanted to create another node to connect this to, we can create a triangle. Triangle, if anyone uses Visio, is usually a decision. So where did the party go? I'd have to obviously expand that to let the text fit inside it. Probably, if I can make that smaller, go. Alright, and then if we want to join these, how do we do that? So we can come up here, we've got a arrow, connect it from here to this one. Alright, and now we've got it connected. You can see that joins around. So the way I connected that was by holding it until that grey sort of section came up, clicking from there to the other section, and then that sort of joins it through. Oh, get rid of this. Go away. Press escape. That'll get rid of it, won't it? Yep. Alright, so you can see that's pretty easy, and you could connect these things and make your sort of flowchart as much as you like, and I'm sure you could very quickly bring this together. As you can see, it's very simple, very easy to use. I really like the ability to change the colors. It is so much easier to use than Mermaid. But the very important thing for me is, can I link it to my other notes? Because this is quite useless in my opinion, right? It's just a visual at the stage, which is cool, but I want to be able to click it and open up my my other notes. So where did the party go? Well, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say they went to Flan. I want that to be large. I want to change the color just for the sake of why not. Where's my background gone? Turned it off somehow. Oh. I've locked something, I think. Yeah, I locked it somehow. There we go. Now I can change the background. We'll justify that again. Alright, so now I've got my location, but I have a note for Flan in my vault. So ideally I would like to document the fact that my party traveled to Flan and then link Flan to my note. So what can I do? Now I've got create link down here, so I just click the node and click create link. And what we can do is we can just, if we know the name of the note, we can just do this. Alright, you can see Flan is there. Now just a heads up on how this works, by the way. So by default out of the box, yours won't just allow hover over. So what we do is we come in here to settings, just go through here and have a bit of a look. But what I noticed is there were some options here to show you the previews of things. Where are we? preview to match Obsidian theme. I've turned all that on. And there was a hover over in here as well that you can enable. So basically it's an option to make it so that you don't need to hold control to do the hover over. And it's here somewhere. It's probably right in front of me. There it is. There, sorry, hover preview without control command key. So I've enabled that as an option, which means now whenever I hover over the link, it just shows where out of the box you've got to hold control in order to hover over for it to do that thing. So anyway, there we go. So now we've linked to Flan. Now another thing that you can do is we can have it so that, let's click in this. I'm going to do my session 1. Alright, so we had a session 1. Alright, and we want to basically come in here and link that. So over here I've got my journal for session 1 on what occurred. So I'm going to right click that and go copy Obsidian URL. I can click back. I could just do that from here, by the way, without going into that note, but I can basically click in here and go copy, create link, put my note in there, and again, now I have a link to it. Oh, except for this one is not displaying the hover over. Interesting. So there's just a variation in how the links sort of react. You can use that link to open up your linked file, but it's neater if you just have the sort of markdown style from what I can gather there. So I would certainly prefer to use these options. Alright, so if we click this, does this bring up? It doesn't bring up those options, does it? Okay, so that's how you create a node. That's how you link a node through to your area there. What you could do if you wanted to grab more complex names is just cut and paste it back to here. Alright, we can see link. Oh, no, we can't see a link. Oh, that's because I stuffed that up. Let's try that again. Don't need to put the HTTP, I just need to put it in square brackets. And now the hover over works. There we go. So you can control click to open up a pane. You can single click it to just open up the existing, alright, which will replace the Excalidraw. I prefer to use control click, but as you can see, it's quite easy to use. And you just sort of drag them around. Alright, so really simple functionality. But what else can we do? Well, we've shown that you can have text. Alright, so you could have like headings or some extra exploratory text. There's just normal lines in here. You can change the lines, by the way, so that they're dotted lines. Alright, lots of different options there. You can also insert an image. Let's just go ahead and put in a map. It's going to be way too big, this map. Way too big. But I've got an idea around what we can do with it. Alright, so we can put an image in. I'm going to send that to the back. Alright, so let's get rid of this, give us some more room. Flan's over here somewhere, I think up there. Let's go ahead and add that in there. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do something different. I'm going to come in here and insert link to a file. I think that's, oh, here we go, is insert markdown file from Vault. Let's type in Flan. Oh, look at that. That actually brings in the entire Flan markdown. Alright, and this is actually linked to the note, right? So this is a copy of the note. So this is using that insert markdown link, but I think the one I was looking for was insert link to file. Word above flan. Somewhere here would be my link. There it is, it's in the background. So if I bring that to the front, I'm just right clicking here to bring to front. Now I can stick that over there. Alright, now I've technically got a map that I can hold my mouse over, and I can control click and go to the links of that as well. So effectively it's another way to sort of do pins on a map. It's not the way that I'd recommend. I'm still an avid user of Obsidian Leaflet, and that's going to be the better way. But if you are mapping out a simple dungeon, right, there's no reason why you couldn't do a dungeon on a page using this entire tool almost, and it would be quite efficient in doing so, I think. As you can see, it's quite clean. One thing I did notice here by using this option here, so to bring in an entire markdown file from the vault, is it does show the text, so you can see that, you know, I've literally got the text that's appearing. These are elements inside of my links, so these are usually by default not visible to the player in the normal preview mode, so just a heads up on that. Right, but anyway, now that we've explored this menu, let's just go through and have a bit further a look. So we got some actions, so we can search for text inside of the options. All right, so there's search options there. There's release notes, raw mode. I haven't played with that yet. Full screen mode. All right, there's options for exporting to Markdown. Different type of things. You can insert images from your vault. You can insert entire Markdown, which we've done. You can do mass. You can do links, which is what we've done. You can copy the Markdown link. Oh, this is where the script's going. I was wondering about these. And then there's scripts that you can download. So I'm just going to show you the scripts, because the scripts is actually pretty damn cool. Up here, there's an option here for install or update Excalidraw scripts. There's a video here that I recommend you watch. And there's a whole list of scripts that are available, but some of them are really quite useful. So I'm finding add connector point is quite cool, which will connect things up. And I think that's the one that I've used. And what I've done, once you install a script, is you should restart Obsidian. You know, it certainly does help. The way I'll do that is go into open command prompt and just type in restart, reload app without saving. Then I'll reload it, and then I'll make it available. But what you can do in here, just holding control and mouse scrolling there, by the way, to zoom in and zoom out. So I can have two boxes here now, because I've installed a script for this one here, which is add connector point. Oh no, connect elements, sorry. Alright, I can click that, and I now get connection automatically between them. So that's really cool. We can add connector points. Didn't seem to work. I think I've got to do one for that. No. It's just playing around. I think I'm going to start with a new box. That doesn't like it at all. Looks like there's an option here to open to an existing link, which then opens that up as well. Alright, and you can see that that's put that link in there straight away. So, you know, have a look through the scripts. There's certainly some things that you might find useful. What else can we do? There's a button here for libraries. Alright, so you can browse the libraries, go through and have a look at all the different things that are available, but effectively they're basically icon packs, right? So I've downloaded a few. Then what you do is once you've downloaded them, is you can load them. Alright, so you can see I've just now loaded that, and now I've got access to a whole heap of things. So I've got a stick figure here I can put in. Let's load. What else did I load? Awesome icons. Alright, the party might go here. As you can see, you could really sort of create something very quickly and easily that's quite visually appealing. It's got that sort of like whiteboard feel to it, which I really like. And you know, you could imagine, can we link these things? I haven't actually tried yet. Maybe not. No, can't do it. Oh well. It just, you can make something that just really sort of just pops your eyes out, and you keep track of where your party were going, decisions they were making, and really make sort of like a visual board. You can even have it sort of live updating to your notes. Technically, you could probably create an entire dungeon in here. For those of you who, you know, just don't need a full visual, maybe you could actually create the dungeon with these boxes. Alright, that could be room 1, room 2, room 3. Just create a few different rooms, link them together to show you how they connect. Have some text connected, maybe to a note that says what's going on in that room. Then you could hover over and you could show what's happening in that dungeon. So very, very easy to sort of very quickly bring something together, I think. And I think anyone who's played with the Mermaid, the built-in functionality for doing these sort of flowcharts, will quickly come to realize that this is a lot easier. This is a hell of a lot easier. You can have your multiples as well. So yeah, anyway, that's been Excalidraw, sorry. Very, very useful application for drawing your Visio flowcharts effectively, or your mind maps, as other people might think it. And I think it goes a lot further than that. So have a bit of a crack, guys. Let us know if you're doing anything cool with it. I certainly would like to see if anyone can come up with some other sort of functionality that we haven't sort of played with here. And you know, share your creations online. We'd love to see it. So anyway, that has been Excalidraw and how to create flowcharts in Obsidian.md. If you are enjoying these videos, please do like and subscribe using the links below. I do have a Patreon if anyone would like to follow. That way you get access to all of my templates, which can be used to sort of speed up your process. We're maintaining a list there of all the plugins and settings that people can use to sort of set your vault up to look exactly like mine as well. So without further ado, guys, have a great day, and I'll speak to you all on the forums.